This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, a frantic call for help.
My 4-year-old son is choking to death. He's unconscious.
A panicked woman puts her child's life in the hands of a 911 operator.
Child's gone unconscious. I still have the mother on the phone.
It's a life-threatening race against the clock. Plus, a toxic fire traps a family in an upstairs apartment.
I need to get him out and get him out quick.
Be there as officers save lives on Rescue 911.
John Luther and his wife Kay tried to make their home in Honeoye, New York, a place where their children could thrive and have fun growing up. But on the evening of April 12, 1992, they were reminded just how quickly a child's playfulness can unexpectedly get out of hand.
It was about 6 o'clock on a Sunday evening. Shane and Kyle were wrestling with me.
Hey guys, stop the wrestling and pick
The house was quite cluttered with toys, so I decided I'd pick up the house.
I want to go and show you a new game.
Come on, boys. Oops.
When you're a mother, you kind of listen, you know, where they're at and what they're up to.
Hey, Kyle, try this.
Shane, I heard him say to Kyle, "Kyle, try this." I spun around to see just what he was showing Kyle to do.
Shane!
All of a sudden, he knew he couldn't breathe.
What I saw was that Shane was gasping, kind of stamping his feet. I hit him probably 2 or 3 times on the back. That didn't work. My next reaction was to give him a Heimlich move. The hitting on the back, the Heimlich, wasn't working.
County Fire and Ambulance.
Yes, this is Kay Luther, 126R Lake Road. My 4-year-old son is choking to death. There's something in his throat and we can't get it out.
Stay on the phone. I want to get an ambulance started.
He's unconscious.
I'm going to get an ambulance started. Mike, give me a red and white going, 126R Lake Road.
Help was immediately dispatched, but the advanced life support paramedics were 25 miles away at the hospital. When we continued,
Right in the abdomen and bring them inward and upward.
Blood.
She said something about blood coming. They were getting blood, and so I knew that this isn't right. The Heimlich was not working.
Murray Henry had been a dispatcher with the Ontario County Sheriff's Department for 14 years.
We get these calls frequently. Usually when they say, my child is choking and they're all upset, you know, you can hear a child screaming in the background. And that's the sure sign that the child probably isn't choking.
I'm in the ambulance right now.
His teeth are clenched.
Okay. Are you alone with him?
And this one, I could hear absolutely nothing in the background. So that just clicked in that she's probably right. Her baby probably isn't breathing.
All right, fire dispatcher to Honeoye, 126R Lake Road for a 4-year-old choking.
With the paramedics en route, EMTs with the Honeoye Richmond Volunteer Rescue Squad got the ambulance from the local station and headed for the scene.
You know the Heimlich method?
No, he just tried it.
Okay, he did try it?
Try again.
Try it again. Put the hands, put his fists under the ribs, right into the abdomen, and bring them inward and upward.
Blood.
Okay.
She said something about blood coming. They were getting blood, and so I knew that this isn't right.
Is the child conscious?
Is he conscious yet? No, barely.
Okay. Try it again.
Try it again. Now he's doing mouth to mouth.
Okay. He knows how to do mouth to mouth?
Yeah.
All right, can you get his mouth open and clear out whatever might be in it?
Can you get his mouth open and get out whatever? No, he can't. His teeth are clenched.
All right.
You reading that, honey?
Assistant Fire Chief John Mason and his wife Sandy were closest to the scene.
They reported 4-year-old choking.
Our tones went off, saying that there was a baby choking at 126, and I live at 131.
Okay. I think there's going to be a medic coming in your front door right now.
Yeah, they're here.
Okay, you go talk to them.
Okay,
The thing that concerned me with this one, I think the Heimlich method, which usually works, was not working.
I tried the Heimlich maneuver and nothing seems to be working. It won't come out.
I tried to open his mouth to see an obstruction, and he proceeded to bite me and then locked up his jaw.
Yeah, he's still breathing. No.
Shane did not want anybody messing with him. You know, everybody was trying to do things to him, push on his stomach, hitting his back. John, he says, we're not gonna lose you, we're not gonna lose you. And at that point, I knew that he was in really big trouble.
I would say I was in a state of panic at that point. I felt absolutely helpless. And it's probably the first time in 25 years in the fire service that I felt that way because of not being able to correct the situation.
As the ambulance headed for the hospital, they radioed to the advanced life support unit to take the same route so they could meet on the way. Among the rescuers treating the little boy was EMT Lee Statt.
We tried the Heimlich maneuver and some abdominal thrust. It just didn't do anything. His lips are blue, his fingers are getting blue, and he's just not getting oxygen. That's all there is to it.
I've been on a lot of calls. Sometimes a feeling will come over you where you know something tragic's going to happen to that person. In fact, sometimes you can almost predict that they're going to die.
Yes, dispatchers. Open your mouth a little bit.
10 miles from the hospital, the advanced life support unit met up at the ambulance. When paramedic Bernie Levitt took over Shane's care, he had been choking for 14 minutes.
When I first jumped on board, I thought that I could go in there and get that object out and get him breathing again. But he was completely lifeless. He was blue as could be. The basic EMT that was on board had this very fearful look in his face. And I can tell a lot by looking at the crew. I couldn't see anything but his vocal cords. I tried to intubate the child and pass the tube through the cords, and then it would stop, like I was coming up against a brick wall with the intubation tube. The slower his heart rate went, the faster I could feel mine pounding through my chest.
I think the scariest moment was when he went into respiratory arrest. He just was not breathing anymore. There was no air exchange at all. I've been doing this for 26, 27 years. It's a long time, and you're bound to see kids get killed. It doesn't set well with you. When you see a youngster in a situation like that, or
his heart rate slowed down to 40, and I knew with another 60 seconds, he'd be in cardiac arrest. At that point, I decided to do a needle cricothyrotomy.
Here for a second, okay?
Clear. Basically, it's where you take an IV catheter needle and you stick it through his neck, and then you ventilate through that needle directly into his lungs. I've never done one on a human being before.
Okay? Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay.
as soon as the supplemental oxygen was getting in through the needle, it's just like turning the light on almost immediately.
I could hear my monitor in the background slowly picking up, going faster and faster and faster. I could see his lips were getting bright red again. I could feel a feeling of relief over myself, but I knew that the child wasn't out of the woods yet.
The peg, shaped like a golf tee, was still lodged deep in 4-year-old Shane's throat when he was admitted to Thompson Hospital and put under the care of emergency physician Tom Benzotti.
What happened to the young man is once he got this in his throat, it oriented so the tip was pointing down his airway. As he took a breath in, it would get sucked into his airway, and eventually it lodged there. Dad may well have made a difference with his Heimlich, because he may have been able to dislodge this, perhaps not remove it, but dislodge it enough to let his child get a few more gasps of air.
Cut sequence.
There it is.
He started screaming at the top of his lungs, and I'll tell you what, that was music to my ears. I stood up, I said, he's okay.
Shane Luther suffered no permanent injuries, but he came away from the incident a changed kid.
Shane's a wiser little boy, very cautious of what he plays with, what his little brother plays with. If Kyle tries to put something in his mouth, Shane's right there, takes it right away from him.
It's not always a happy ending that everybody sees, like on TV. The first thing I thought of as I was working on him was my own child.
How you doing?
Being a father myself, thinking about the father sitting up there, looking completely shocked, I could feel what he was feeling inside.
I've learned to respect the ambulance crew and the other volunteers.
You guys were terrific.
I've learned a lot more about what Bernie does and how much of a volunteer he is. Without Bernie, there probably wouldn't be a Shane.
Daddy, I'm gonna go over and pick. Thank you for getting that toy out of my throat. I don't play with those toys anymore because they're small.
Next,
the heat was so intense she couldn't get out the door. The only way out was the small bedroom windows, approximately 25 to 30 feet above the ground.
On the morning of September 17th, 1991, Tammy Lomax and her two small children were asleep at their apartment complex in Lago Vista, Texas, when she suddenly awoke to a nightmare that every parent fears.
Apparently the mother was asleep in bed with her 3-year-old son. And she awoke to find that the room was full of heavy smoke and heat.
Come here. Holly?
She had another child in the second bedroom.
Holly?
The heat was so intense she couldn't get out the door. The only way out was the small bedroom windows that were approximately 25 to 30 feet above the ground.
Apartment manager Gussie McBride had just returned home from her morning walk.
I was in my office and I heard someone calling for help. I saw Tammy hanging out the window and with smoke coming out, and it like just scared me to death.
Can you get to the kid?
She was very scared that she wasn't going to get out, and she was really concerned about the little girl because she was in another bedroom.
Can you get out? No, don't jump.
And she says, I'm going to jump, and I says, no, don't jump. Let me go call in.
Hold on, I'm going to go call the fire department.
The smoke was really boiling out the window, and it really scared me because I didn't know what I was going to do because I knew it was going to take time for the fire department to get here.
Gussie's call for help was relayed to the town's all-volunteer fire department.
Lago Vista Fire Department, structure fire in Lago Vista Way and Down Drive.
The first volunteers to arrive on the scene were EMT Jean Reno and her partner.
I was not prepared for this at all because we thought that it was just going to be a structure fire, and we did not know that people were trapped.
The fire department's on its way. We're going to get
It was a long way to jump, and that's why we encouraged her not to try to jump.
While the EMTs looked for a ladder, Lago Vista police officer Tony Estes arrived.
The lady said she wanted to jump.
Don't jump, man. Don't jump.
I told her, stay, I'll try to get you out the front. I checked the doorknob. It wasn't hot. There was heavy smoke and heat, very toxic. I could see approximately 2 to 3 feet. There was no way I could get in the front of the apartment. I needed to get him out and get him out quick. That's when I thought of my patrol car.
Volunteer firefighter Jim Tully got to the scene almost immediately.
She was willing to lower the child down to us, but he was putting up a struggle. The building itself was almost to the point of flashover, which basically means that everything in the building was to the extent of becoming so hot to where even the air catches on fire.
Come on, we got you right here. Come on, lower him down. Come on, lower him down. Grab your hands. Reach out.
I know if I was that young, being held out a two-story window upside down, I'd be pretty scared myself.
Come on. There you go. We've got him. All right, we got him. We got him. All right, we got him. Take him down. Take him down. Take him down.
I told the lady to turn around and hold on to the window and lower herself down, and I would catch her.
Hold the window still. Lower yourself. Lower yourself. We'll catch you. Lower yourself down slow. Lower slow. Slow and easy. We'll catch you. That's it. We'll catch you. All right. Okay, we got you. Turn loose. Okay.
Coming down off the patrol cars when she told me she had another baby that was trapped in another bedroom.
761 PD, we still have people in the fire.
I looked up at the window where the other baby was supposed to be, and I couldn't see anything. I really didn't think we'd get the baby out. I didn't think that we had time.
Well, just come on over here.
It was just an awful feeling. I just wanted him to hurry up and, get her out.
There she is. She's on the left. See her little hand?
Within 5 minutes of the call, the engine company arrived, led by Captain M.J. Duke.
There were several people yelling at me as I got out of the truck. There was a little girl still up in the bedroom over to the left. I really don't even know how she was still conscious because the heat and the smoke was so bad. When you have that much smoke in a building to where it's starting to come out of the cracks, you know that it's pretty well saturated in there, even down to floor level. I didn't put on self-contained breathing apparatus because I knew the time was real crucial.
Right up there.
Which window is she in?
I was afraid of getting glass on her, so I moved over one window. When I heard the thump, it sounded like something falling off the couch. My heart about dropped because I was afraid that she might have fallen and might not be able to get back up. And I knew there was no way that I could reach her from where I was had she fallen off the couch.
See her? I can't see her anywhere. Here, little girl, come over to me.
All I could do was stand there and wait for him to get Holly out. I actually thought, she's not going to make it. We're over here together and we're going to get out and she's not going to get out. I didn't even want to think about it.
Gotta be right in there.
All of a sudden, she stood up there in front of me.
I got her. Come on. It's okay.
She didn't even look like a real child. She looked almost like a baby doll that had a lot of soot on it.
It's okay. It's okay. You're
Once I got her down below off the ladder, that she stopped breathing.
When I first was handed the child, she was in very bad shape. She was lifeless. I was just struck by how hot her body was.
Hey, Lydia, wake up, babe.
Holly.
Holly, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Holly. Come on, Holly. Okay, come on, Holly.
Within, I would say, 5 minutes, she did open her eyes. It was an incredible feeling to know that the baby was really breathing. We felt pretty confident that she was going to make it.
Being on a volunteer fire department like I am, the only thing that you receive from it is just gratification. I always said if I could ever just save one life, it would make it all worth it, and it truly does. When I pulled her out, I couldn't have felt any better if I'd been handed $1 million.
Tammy Lomax and her 2 children were treated and released the same day. According to fire investigators, the blaze was caused by a smoldering cigarette. Two months later, the Lomax family has begun to put the painful memories behind them.
I didn't know what I would have done if I'd lost Holly. If it wasn't for the fire department and the volunteers and the policemen and everybody, I don't think we would have made it out. They really worked hard and fast. And I'm just grateful to all of them.
Her husband, Mike, is also grateful.
When I see my kids today, I look and just see how lucky I am, because I could not have them out in the yard watching them play. I thank God that they're safe, and well, no, they're still here.
Something good did come from this. The volunteer fireman, Jim Tully, that helped the policeman rescue us, we're real good friends with now, him, his wife, and his little girl. We see each other just about every day.
The most important lesson to be learned here is be careful with cigarette smoking, because anything could happen. If there had been a smoke detector in this building, they probably could have gotten out before it turned into a life-threatening situation.
I think it's really important to have smoke detectors in your house, apartment, condo, whatever you live in, because it could save your life. When I see my kids today, I just thank God they're my life. I think we're a really lucky family. Really lucky.
Step out of the car, please.